Yeah. A lot of stuff happening here from this Wednesday's the Switch 2. Then the launch here. Opening day of this stand. I go here for opening days, and then of course I'm gonna go back to the end of the year. I bet you it's Saturday. And it's gonna be cold. I had a sirloin sub because it's pretty much a more advanced than a cheeseburger here. I think if I own this place, I'd probably put an updated stand here, indoor seating. KK's performing. We're going to talk about the Switch 2 and the problems that we have here. I think the price is going to be going higher because of Trump's tariffs. Because Nintendo's delaying the thing here. Oh, for Christ's sakes! I think that's Rossetti. I think that's really Rossetti. I'm gonna take a quick look at the mail. Anyway, the Switch 2 report's been delayed. Yeah, someone with Rossetti. Why do you have to wait for like that? I'm gonna look here. Yeah, that's Rossetti. I'm not gonna celebrate his birthday. Frida says, "Not thankful here." Yeah, it's Rossetti's birthdays again. Of course, he's taking a break now. Have you ran the pitfall seeds today? Well, you should have been running out from the house again, being run by pitfall seeds. Oh, Rossetti says, "Hey, please celebrate my birthday," which I'm probably not going to do. Freaking. This is the stand here. Yeah, there's cherry blossom blisses here. So anyway, the Switch 2 pre-order's been delayed again, thanks to Trump's tariffs. Good. The good thing, I am feeling great about myself about not voting for him. And we're having we're having a food truck festival. It's a cherry blossom food truck festival. There are all these cherry blossoms here. The funny thing is that I know how to make a cherry blossom pond, but not a regular one. And yeah, I also made the maple leaf pond as well. But yeah, that's one of the things here that the Switch 2 is they're gonna raise the price up even more. I'm gonna have to blame the Trump, because And yeah, they're going to put retaliatory tariffs as well. Good old Mercedes pitfall seeds. Anyway, start with the problems with one of the problems here. I mean, the first thing over here, the good thing is that it's the problem, I mean, the first problem is that, you know, this 2 gig terabyte memory card that's in my Switch, sorry, ain't compatible with the Switch 2. So the good thing is that, yeah, your games will carry over the next Switch here. But I have a 2 terabyte, let's see over here. I'm going to have a 2 terabyte. I'm going to... management. You see that here? I'm taking up like 75 to 80% of the, and this is a this here is a 2 terabyte, and I have like 441, so I'm like using like 3/4 of the 3/4 to 80% of the space, and this is a 2 terabyte card. And the problem is that the regular ones, it's not compatible. It's incompatible with the new ones. And the other issue is that there's no SD Express cards that have 2 terabytes of space. So
alright, why don't you guys grab your stuff?
I have to be able, and I have to, and you know, the thing about this is that
Just don't keep them in the car because you'll make a mess.
I have to, I mean, I have to, you know, transfer all my, when I'm transferring all my games over here. No, I just can't I just can't unload this and just load the micro SD card to the Switch 2. Sorry, you can't do it here. I mean, Nintendo, I mean, how about you put 2 slots into this one for the Nintendo Switch one and the other 2 over here, and like make it compatible with the 2, with at least if you're playing with Switch 1 games here. But no. You have, I mean, it's incompatible, so I have to re-download every game. I can't even re-download every game because, you know, the Switch 2 games, they're going to take up more space than the Switch 1 games here. So I can only do like a few games over here, and there's no there's like they do have a 1 terabyte, even that's hard to find here. So let alone you can't even find a 2 terabyte SD Express card yet here. But I hope that Nintendo, you know, updates the software in the Switch 2 so they can support SDUC Express cards, or even at least SDUC cards, because the Switch 2 games, they're going to take up more space. And like, you know, give me that's the other issue here. The second issue is the battery life. I mean, be prepared to take a decent, you're going to need to have one of these on you, especially for camping, because the battery life on these ones, I think they're 2 hours, 2 to 5 hours or something like that. That's even worse than the first generation Nintendo Switch ones, which are, I think, 3 to 6 hours. So yeah, you're going to need to have a battery pack with you, because you play for a few times, the battery goes out. especially when you're playing Mario Kart World like this here. That's the other issue I have with the Switch 2. And the other thing is that the Joy-Con, I mean, yeah, these Joy-Cons here, the one general Joy-Con is you have the IR camera, which allows me to play, which allows me to play some motion control games. But despite the fact that the Joy-Con 2, Switch 2 is bigger, it doesn't include the IR camera. So you're going to need to pull along your. But luckily, the Joy-Con 1s are backwards compatible. But still, I think that Nintendo could, have its version 2 of the Joy-Con 2s, to have the IR to add the infrared camera in the back here, so you can, play some motion controls like, Nintendo Switch Sports or even 1-2 Switch. What I don't know why Nintendo being over here. So at least they're semi doing it right now. They're putting in a pack-in game, which is Mario Kart 8. And another thing, the prices here. $80. This is for a digital game. $80. Are you asking for piracy, Nintendo? And I don't condone piracy, but you're overpricing the games. I mean, give me a break, Nintendo. Are you overpricing them out? Especially the fact is that especially the fact that games that should be, digital games. Is there a tariff for like this for digital games? Yeah, I know it could be this Trump's tariff like this in the games here, but still, I think even that game should be $50-$60, $50 max, $40-$50 max. All right, you got more powerful software over here. Like this here. The last thing I have to do is, it's a larger system, but it still isn't par with the PS4 Pro as far as the system's power is here. Nintendo, the Switch. This is the 10th generation console you're releasing, and with 12 gigs of RAM. It's already becoming the 16 gigs. It's already pushing 16 gigs out on the water over here. And all this problem is making those PC handhelds more attractive here. So yeah, first things first is PC, the GPD Win 4, the Steam Decks, the next generation. You do not have to worry about incompatible SD cards, and backwards compatibility is a non-issue. Because some of your games on the Switch 2 is incompatible. I think one of them of having issues is Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection and Doom like this over here. The PCs, handheld PCs, that's a non-issue. It's a one generation dynamic thing that's works really good for PCs. So I gotta say, Nintendo, at that point, $500 for a gimped down system and with this underpowered chips, we're having the same problem. We're going to have the same problem with third parties that are going to have to put all that extra work to dumb down the games to visit for the Switch 2, because we're already seeing 32 gigabyte RAMs that are becoming standard for PCs. And when you want to, in the next year or so over here, when you import this new game here, well, you're going to have to wait for a couple more years, a year or so later, because they're going to have to, dumb down stuff and remove others to fit it on the Switch 2. So I gotta say that Nintendo, what are you doing with the Switch 2? Is this suicide? I have to say, at this generation, people are going to be, realizing that the Switch 2 is just underpowered. Oh, you want to play the next Elden Ring game? Oh yeah, the first Elden Ring game. This is just, Skyrim again for the Switch, that you have to wait for some time before this releases here. The Elden Ring over here, you have to wait I mean, this is a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old game already. I know it made me seem old, but this is Elden Ring's a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old game that you can finally do this here. My GPD Win 4 can easily do that here. My GPD Win 4 can easily run Final Fantasy 16. Yes, it does run on my GPD Win 4. I'm not sure if that he could even run on the Nintendo Switch 2. So it's just another underpowered system. This time of a $500 price tag, with you know, especially for die-hard Switch fans that, and especially Switch fans have a lot of games that are stored in the 2 terabyte. It's going to be a real pain in the neck to carry my games over to the Switch 2, and I have to give up some of my games because of the 2 terabyte cards being incompatible, and the battery life, this other crap, which means I have to haul along my battery pack to play a decent amount of time on this one. So I don't know, Nintendo. I don't know about it. I mean, the Switch 2, it's just concerning. I mean, and it's not the PlayStation, it's not Sony and Microsoft that's a threat to this one. It's PCs that it's going to back spank the Switch 2. I mean, the Steam Deck, $500 that has more RAM and you can do more on the Steam Deck than the Switch 2. And yeah, my GPD Win 4 is like $1,000 plus, but that thing spanks the Switch 2. It has my GPD Win 4 has like 2.5 times the more amount of RAM. And you know, it can handle things. I don't have and I've seen in my previous videos that I can run 1981 PC games on the Switch, on the GPD Win 4. I mean, backwards compatibility is a non-issue for PC handhelds. And with next generation of that, God knows if the Switch 3 is going to be holding its compatibility with the Switch 2. Well, if Nintendo wants to be able to screw us against. But PC handhelds, non-issue. All your memory cards will work on the new system. So you can even hook up a floppy, you can even hook up a CD or a floppy drive, or a portable floppy drive to the GPD Win 4, and it would work. Yeah, I want to be able to do that anyway, because yeah, that's what I have to say. I hope that Nintendo could, listen to this and say, look, I hope they fix out the kinks on the Switch 2, because at this point, PC handhelds, they're going to backspank you on this one. And no, Sony and Microsoft, you don't have to worry about them because they're making screw-ups. It's the PCs that are a threat to the Switch 2. That's what I have to say. JD out. Like, subscribe, comment, notification button, respect the ads, and yeah.